comes in every format. It could be a CSV file, it could be an Excel sheet, it could be a .java file, it could be a file in Ruby, it could be file in C++, C sharp, it could be a Python file, or it could be an audio file, it could be an Instagram reel, it could be just a photograph, or it could be just a hard copy, scanned copy of a document. Anything, anything in any format, when it gets stored in a certain place where there is no separation of data, a kind of data, uh, let's say a type of data, that becomes a data lake. It's the universe. Now, when you want to separate this data, so the data separation happens, let's say, like the example that I gave you. So there are three companies, let's say HCL, Infosys, Wipro. The employees' data from every company is put into a data lake. Now, I need to understand which employees from HCL, which employees from Infosys, which employees from Wipro. So, from this data lake, I'll start picking up data based on specific IDs. What would be those IDs? Every company, every employee has a specific unique ID. Just like our Aadhaar card or PAN number, these are unique. So, what does unique means? Unique means which is something which is not same for any two people. Every person would have only single ID, that makes it a unique ID. Your phone numbers are unique, car numbers are unique, your mobile numbers are unique. There are no two cars that have the same number. There are no two people, Abhishek or Uday, won't be having same mobile numbers. He is sitting in UK, he is sitting in India. That's a different thing. But me, Uday or Rushmita, we are in Hyderabad, we are in India, we won't be having the same mobile numbers. Similarly, an employee ID in a company, roll number of a student in a school, that is unique. So uniqueness means that it is uh, identified, it is an identity of a person, it is an identity of an object, it is an identity of an entity. So when I say person, object, or entity, it refers to a particular thing. It could be a human being, it could be a non living thing. That ID helps us pick up the data from the data lake and helps us to create a data warehouse. So now comes the concept of data warehouse. So data warehouse, we pick up the data of every company. So now every company again would have a unique ID. Let's say when a data is added, it would mention that it is Infosys data, HCL data, or Wipro data. So let's say I want to pick up Wipro data. So I would be having an ID, a specific ID. I'll pick up that ID. I'll gather the entire data, whatever data it is, whether it is an employee's data, Wipro's sales data, Wipro's let's say income tax data, any data which is present in a data lake. See, I already mentioned that data lake has the data from everywhere, from all around. It is a complete information about a particular thing, a particular object, or a particular company, anything. So now I want to pick up the data of Wipro. I'll search with a particular ID from data lake. I'll pick up that data and put it in a separate place. This separate place, when I am picking up data, when I have picked up a data, that data where I am keeping it, it becomes a data warehouse. It's not a place where a data is kept. It is all virtual. It is present on machines. You can't see that data. You can see, but you can't feel that data. You can't touch that data. It is all virtual. Just like you are shopping on Amazon, it's a virtual shopping. Just like we are having a word with each other, it's a virtual connect we have. So when data enters into a data warehouse, it gets segregated. In a data lake, data is not separated. But in a data warehouse, there is a separate data information for a particular entity, for a particular company. So now I have data of Wipro in one place. I have data for, let's say, Infosys at one place. Now I have separate data for Wipro, Infosys, IT in a separate place. So if I want to reach out, I don't have to search the entire data lake. I have to just hit it. Let's say search. I'll just search Wipro. Entire data of Wipro will come in front of me. This becomes a data warehouse. When we have data pertaining to a particular enterprise all together in one single place, that makes it a data warehouse. So, a data warehouse is a central repository of data of the entire enterprise. Now, this data is also not a clean data. Clean data means, uh, let's say, I just want to have sales information or the employee information. Let's say we are talking about employees. So I just want to have an employee data for Wipro. So this data warehouse where I have kept the Wipro's data, it has all the information of all departments. It has HR department, it has IT department, it has admin department, it has working staff, cleaning staff's information, it has information about the taxation department, everything, employees, every employee in different sectors. Let's say Wipro has these products also, they come with bulbs and everything. So that's a separate division where products are sold. There's a separate division where IT services are sold, where these softwares made by Wipro, services provided by Wipro. So when I want that kind of data, I'll have to separate this data again. I have to work on this data warehouse of Wipro and pick out data pertaining to just sales, data pertaining to HR department, data related to an employee only. Let's say I want Rushmita's information. For that, I would have to make a employee database. Firstly, we discussed data lake, then we discussed data warehouse, and thirdly, it comes database. Database is again the further segregation, further separation of data from data warehouse to another smaller, let's say, smaller world, which is pertaining to only a particular section. We are focusing on employees. So I'll pick up employees data and create a database out of it. I'll tell you how a database is created. We'll be repeating all these things tomorrow again. This is just a briefing that I'm giving you. I'm giving you just an overview of how SQL and how databases work. I'll give you a brief again tomorrow, rather a detail tomorrow. Just try to go ahead and understand, do a Google search, and come tomorrow with me. We'll have a healthy discussion what a data lake, data warehouse, and a database is. See, I don't want you to jump directly to understanding the coding part. You must understand what a data warehouse is and what a database is. Because when you are a fresher, when you enter into a company, they'll ask you the very, very basic questions. Like, tell me, Uday, he'll ask you that, okay, tell me what are the concepts of a data warehouse. When you don't know what a data warehouse is, how would you be able to explain the concepts of a data warehouse? Somebody would ask you, how would you create a database of employees in a company? You have to tell them first what a database is actually. How would you be putting information into a database? From where will you pick up that information and put it in a database? So that's why these things are important. These things are necessary to understand. So this is how we'll go about slow and steadily. After this, the concepts like how to create a table, how to extract data from a table, how to update a table. So all these comes under data manipulation language, data manipulation language, data definition language, which is called as DDL or DML, will come together. So tomorrow's session would be on understanding what a data lake is, what a data warehouse is, and what a database is. Then we'll come around what are schemas. It could be a snowflake schema or a star schema. Then tomorrow only I would cover what is OLTP, what is OLAP. So online transaction processing, online analytical processing. These 5 things, 5, 6 things will cover tomorrow. I'll be sharing notes on these things as well. So uh, this is a brief thing, a half an hour session that I am taking today for you guys to make you understand how we'll be going about all these sessions. And trust me, I would try to make it as interesting, as knowledgeable as possible for you guys with day to day examples, the ongoing examples in our daily life that would make you understand and make you retain all these things for your lifetime. That's what I would aim at. But if you would require any changes, anything that you want me to add on from your personal experience or from your industry knowledge, or anything that you want to learn extra what I'm telling you, do feel free to come out openly to me and tell me that, Avin, I want to learn this, then this thing. Can you explain me? Can you take an extra session on this? I'll prepare on that. I'll explain you on that things, those things as well. So I'm open to any questions right now. This is a short session of half an hour that I'm taking. You have 10 minutes now. You can ask me anything that you want to. Please, I'm open for any questions right now. So before I go ahead, I've been teaching Abhishek from already from past 10 days, and he has knowledge of all these things that I have already discussed with you. So you can reach out to Abhishek also to understand things, because he's a really nice person. I have been with him on one-to-one sessions. You can have a word with him, and you guys can interact with each other also. I would suggest that you make a group of yourself rather and discuss things among yourself, because see, data is something, it is every day we are sharing, be it an Instagram reel also, be it information in photographs that we are sharing on Instagram. So everything is an information, everything is a data. So the way you are sharing data on Instagram, it would be great if you share among all of us, among we 5 people, we 6 people who form a group over here. So it would be really good that we discuss on daily basis. That would not only enhance my knowledge, that would not only make me understand what you want from me as a teacher, as a friend, as a mentor, as an instructor. So it would help me deliver in a better way, and you guys discussing things among yourself would help you understand and have a more knowledge about everything in a better way. So I am just, meanwhile, I'm open to any questions. I'll be sharing my number on this chat. You can WhatsApp me any point of time. Abhishek, yeah.
What is data marts?
What is?
Data marts.
I didn't get you. Data?
Data marts.
Data marts.
MARTS.
Okay. So data marts are something. I'll tell you. Yeah. A data mart is something which is next to, it is in between data lake and a data warehouse. So what a mart is? Mart is just like a shopping complex, or you can consider it to be an online shopping mart. Let's say Amazon, let's say Flipkart, Myntra. So these are data marts. I'm giving an example on an online platform. So a data mart has, again, like I mentioned, a data lake has the information about each and everything, but it is not segregated, it is not separated. A data mart, in a shopping complex, let's say D-Mart, or let's say Ratnadeep, or let's say Spencer's, or let's say Tesco in London. So all these supermarkets, they have separate sections. They are separate. You have a separate section for grocery, you have separate section for vegetables, you have separate section for stationery. So there's a proper bifurcation, but it is under a single roof. It is under a single roof. That makes, I'm so sorry. So that makes it a data mart, where sections are divided into separate things, but it is still under a single roof, still under one platform, under one complex. That makes it a data mart. How it is different from a data warehouse now, that would be a question that would be coming in your mind. I have given a difference between a data lake and a data mart. A data lake is something where everything is in one place. You can't identify which is a stationery, which is a grocery, which is a clothing section, which is a toiletry section, which is a deodorant section, you can't identify. You'll have to search. When in a data lake, you make bifurcations and figure it out that this is a stationery section, this is let's say sales section, this is an IT department, this is an HR department, this is everything. That makes it a data mart. Now, in a data warehouse, from this data mart, we'll pick up just a sales part or the IT department and put it in a data warehouse for that particular company. In a data mart, there could be n number of companies, n number of products, n number of brands under a single roof of, let's say, garments. There could be Louis Philly, it could be Louis Vuitton. They would have products from Basics, they would have products from Levi's. Every brand product would be there. But when I need to understand which product, which product I have to understand, I have to analyze, I'll have to pick that product and make a separate data warehouse of it so that I can work only on that enterprise. You understand what enterprise I'm talking about? It's a separate entity, a separate brand, a separate company. When I separate that data from data mart, that makes it a data warehouse of that particular company. Is it clear, Uday?
Yes, yes. So it's like in data lake we have like everything, and in data mat we are like it is like sections. Then
Exactly.
it comes the data warehouse where we certain the product out of it, like
Exactly.
the group.
Exactly. I'll explain again. A data lake has information about everything in this universe. It has information about every damn thing that is present in this universe. It could be a company, it could be a small, it could be a census data of India, information about every XYZ person on this earth in India. It is present there. But I need information of Avan Seth, who is working in a company called, say, Wipro, in XYZ department, earning Z amount of salary in data analysis department. How would you get this information from data lake? It is quite difficult. It is, it has not just data of a single company. It has data of thousands of company in this world. So we'll make a data mart out of it. Data mart will have XYZ companies. XYZ companies will have n number of departments under it. In n number of departments, there would be y number of employees under it. Now, how to identify a person from IT department who is working into data analytics? Now, from here, I'll pick up the data of employees in the working in IT department from data mart. I'll create a data warehouse of employees information for Wipro company. From this data warehouse of Wipro, where I have employee information of all the departments, I'll segregate the departments. I'll pick up sales department, I'll pick up IT department, I'll pick up HR department, I'll pick up, let's say, data analytics department. I'll create databases of every department, small databases of every department, having again thousands, lakhs of employees, lakhs of information. But now, from this database of data analytics employees, I can easily find out where Avin Seth is, what is his salary, which department, which company he is working into. So this is the understanding of data lake, data mart, data warehouse, and then database. We don't work on a data lake, data mart. We work on data warehouse and databases. Because again, data lake and data mart, it's not in hands of a data analyst to understand, to extract information from there. There are different levels of employees, there are different qualifications. So a DBA, a database administrator, you might have heard there are a lot of jobs of a database administrator. So it is their responsibility, it is their task to extract the data, create a data warehouse for you. From there, you start working and start creating a database. So our work starts from a database, but the history of how a database is created, it is also very important to understand.